Well, I'll echo those thoughts from Tim. It is tough to get up here and talk, but it is good. It does make you study, read, something we all should do every day, but it certainly gives you some incentive not to come up here and make a fool of yourself, that's for sure. When Mr. Dorton dropped this on me last Sunday, once you get over the initial shock and your blood pressure starts to come back down, I spent a few days putting together a topic about the resurrection of Christ, and really specifically about how that impacted the apostles, what they seen, what they experienced, and how that concreted their faith and it allowed them to do what they did, kind of a Christian evidences talk. But I tell you, if you was here last week for the gospel meeting, Andy Robinson did such a great job with that, and I think it was Wednesday night he went into a little detail. I tell you, I just wouldn't do it justice if I tried to couple onto that. So coincidentally, I was on Yahoo and looking at Yahoo News, and there was a movie. I'm kind of a movie guy. Jill and I watch a lot of TV movies, and there was a new Noah movie coming out. And evidently there was some controversies that they were talking about. And I read a little bit of the article and didn't really see too much there. But what it did do, it made me go to the biblical account. And I read that, which kind of spurred me to this conversation, talk about some lessons that we can learn from Noah. And there's a lot of them. I know there's been a lot of sermons on there, but I have just 4 quick points on lessons from Noah. As I was putting this together and studying a little bit, that I did come across a question early on, and some of you may know this, the answer to this question. So if you do, just keep it to yourself. Don't say anything. But the question was, why didn't Noah do any fishing while he was on the ark? And the answer, of course, he only had 2 worms. So he was out there expecting a little bit better response to that. But let's move on. 4 quick points about Noah, the flood, the ark, that we can make application to today. Number 1, don't listen to the critics. You got to believe that Noah's friends and neighbors, probably even some of his family, got a good laugh at Noah's expense. But Noah persevered. He trusted in God. He believed in God. He didn't listen to the critics. He didn't give in to peer pressure. He followed his plan, no matter what people said. Noah was a good man in tough, corrupt times. And something we all could learn, he didn't follow the crowd, which I think for us young and old is easy to do. Number 2, be obedient. And that's pretty simple. Noah obeyed without question. At least we don't see that recorded in the biblical event in Genesis. He did what he was told. No matter how crazy it sounded at the time, if you remember, Noah and that generation probably never even seen rain. So here you've got Noah building this large vessel, ship, on dry land, probably nowhere even near a large body of water. But God commanded, and Noah obeyed. Number 3, let your actions speak louder than words. And I think Noah certainly did this. Scholars I read estimate that Noah and his help probably took 50 to 75 years to build this ark. And I'm sure while he was building it, a lot of people had questions. I'm sure Noah taught them and preached to them, but he let his work be a witness to his faith. And I think we talked a little bit about that this morning in the adult Bible class. His work probably gave him an opportunity to talk to people as they approached him, but it was a witness to Moses' faith. And finally, if you want to go ahead and turn your Bibles, I'll be reading from Matthew chapter 24, verses 36 through 40. But don't miss the boat. And that's probably the most important thing, the biggest lesson. Noah and those 8 souls were saved in that ark. In Matthew 24, verses 36 through 40, says, "But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be."